GarageBand for Mac is better than GarageBand for iOS, and it's not even close. GarageBand for Mac's editing and mixing features really put GarageBand for iOS's to shame. For example, in GarageBand for Mac, not only can you use automation curves to automate a track's volume, panning, velocity, echo, and reverb, you can also automate the specific parameters of any smart controls you have active on that track, and even individual controls for any third-party plugins you have active on it too. In GarageBand for iOS, you can automate a track's volume, and that's it. Other essential features GarageBand for Mac has that GarageBand for iOS doesn't are a master track that allows you to add effects and automation which affects the project as a whole, a score editor that allows you to compose, edit, and export MIDI tracks in score format, the ability to turn off normalization when exporting a project, preserving the dynamics of your exported music, and a far more intuitive and user-friendly linear-based workflow. This base model Mac Mini has an Ethernet port, 2 Thunderbolt ports, an HDMI port, and 2 USB-A ports. That's more than enough portage to hook up a full studio setup and produce and record music in GarageBand for Mac. This iPad comes with 1 USB-C port. I hope you like dongles, because you're going to need one to attach pretty much any music making gear to one of these. And it's even worse if you have an iPad or iPhone that has a Lightning port. Not only will you need to buy Apple's ridiculously overpriced and confusingly named camera connection kit, you'll also need to introduce power of some kind if you want to use an audio interface, all of which removes any semblance of portability from your portable device. It's not great. In GarageBand for Mac, you can use a maximum of 255 tracks in a project. That is more than enough to build huge, intricate projects without feeling limited at all, really. On iOS, regardless of whether you're working with a top-of-the-range £3,000 M2 iPad Pro or a cheap and cheerful iPad Air 2, you can only use a maximum of 32 tracks in GarageBand for iOS. This is incredibly limited and results in those creating larger projects having to do wacky workarounds like merging several tracks together to fit more tracks in. Madness. Making music in the macOS operating system is just better than on iOS as a whole. Everything from file management to hardware compatibility is just, well, better on macOS. iOS's Files app is notoriously clunky and convoluted, whereas keeping track of and sharing your files on Mac is simple. Working with hardware is better on macOS as well. For example, every audio interface under the sun, from pro-grade FireWire models to the budget-friendly M-Audio M-Track Solo, will work on Mac. On iOS, only class-compliant audio interfaces are usable. Some audio interfaces come with handy software that allows you to control it via a program you can install on your Mac, and most come with a whole host of software, plugins, and effects that you can download, install, and use for free, and none of it will work on iOS. You really are getting the most out of your audio production gear when you use it with GarageBand on a Mac. Yes, you can use AUV3 music production apps in GarageBand for iOS, and there are some really good ones out there. But no apps come close to the incredible selection of third-party audio unit plugins that are available to GarageBand users on Mac. Professional-grade orchestral suites? Check. Deep, fully featured synths? Check. A virtual mastering chain from the Beatles' favourite recording studio?
Abbey Road TG Mastering Chain plugin?
Check. A Primate-themed genre-specific drum loop generator?
Or something. It's like to distract you from how bad the plugin is, it seems like.
Well, maybe avoid that one, but my point still stands. Not only that, the huge amount of amazing free plugins out there is phenomenal, and a major reason to create music on Mac in itself. GarageBand for iOS users could only dream of stuff like this. That's why GarageBand for Mac is better than GarageBand for iOS. Disagree? Well, before heading down to the comments section and calling me every bad word you can think of, maybe give this video a wee watch.